Hi guys! Today, as you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be reviewing the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. So if you'd like to know my thoughts on this, then keep on watching. So obviously everyone has been going crazy online about this foundation, just like they did with the Fenty foundation. I'm hoping that this one isn't a disappointment because I really was not happy with the Fenty foundation. This is in the shade Milkshake, which is their palest shade. I compared it to my Fenty Beauty foundation in 100. This is also the palest shade for Fenty. So sorry about the bus making loads of noise. Can you not please go away? Sorry about that. There is 35ml in this, which is more than the Fenty. Fenty only has 32ml, so you do actually get more in this. In terms of the packaging, it comes in this little box with the Huda Beauty logo on, and Beauty is in like a pink foil. Really nice packaging, nice and sleek, matte finish. The bottle is also like a matte finish plastic, so it has the black fade going up the side of the bottle, which I really like. It's plastic, which people think makes things seem cheap, but I actually think it seems quite expensive. It feels weighty, even though it is plastic. So you pop the lid off, and it has a pump. Some foundations don't come with pumps, which is really annoying. So I'm just gonna do a swatch comparison of Milkshake to number 100 by Fenty. Okay, so this is the difference between Fenty and Huda. This one is Fenty, this one is Huda. I saw online that they said the Huda Beauty Milkshake is more pinky toned than yellow toned, but I actually think it's the opposite. I feel like the Huda Beauty foundation is more yellow toned than the Fenty Beauty, which doesn't bother me at all. Like, it suits my skin tone quite nicely anyway. But yeah, I actually think Fenty is more pink. So I guess you make your own decision on that. I'm on the Huda Beauty website right now to read the description that comes with this foundation. It says, Faux Filter is a full coverage velvety foundation available in 30 delicious shades that will give you a flawless, long-lasting look in just one application, hiding blemishes, concealing imperfections, and camouflaging dark circles. This amazing formula is packed with ultra-refined pigments and make uneven skin a thing of the past. So that's what we want, right? So it says that this is a radiant matte powder finish that looks luminous, not dry or cakey. So we'll find out how this wears throughout the day. So I can say right off the bat now, before you see me putting this on and my reaction to applying it with a sponge and a brush, that I definitely prefer this to the Fenty foundation. It's a lot less dry, a lot less cakey, and it gives a lot more of a flawless look. So if you want to see my first impressions of this foundation and the wear test, then keep on watching. So I'm going to start by moisturising my skin with the Hydra Pro Glow by Kiko. Next, I'm going to prime using my NYX pore filler. So I'm just going to apply it mostly to the areas where my pores are slightly larger, so like my chin, nose, and just like the centre of my cheeks. Okay, so I'm going to go straight in with the Huda Beauty foundation. I'm going to do one half of my face with a beauty blender and the other half with a brush. This brush is the 103 Defined Buffer Brush by Zoeva. And then yeah, this is the Real Techniques beauty blender. So I'll start off with the side using the brush. I'm not normally a big fan of using brushes anyway, so we'll see if I like this or not. I'm just going to go with one pump on the back of my hand because this is meant to be super full coverage. So I'm just going to dot that on. Damn. That is pretty full coverage. So people were talking about the fragrance. For me, I guess I'm just not really that fussy. I'm kind of chill, so I don't really care. I think it smells nice. But yeah, I can understand for some people it might be a bit strong, but for me, it's quite nice. It's like a floral, yeah, just like a perfumey smell. Wow, that is very full coverage indeed. And I also have some blemishes back here. I don't know if it'll show up on camera. I have like some really horrible spots down here, which I've had for ages now. So I'm gonna try and cover them up. I can't really see what I'm doing, but hopefully that has covered it up. It looks like it has from here, but And then obviously I have some spots here as well, which is a good example. It's really got rid of the redness. In terms of the colour match as well, I'm really happy with that. I went for the paler shade thinking maybe it would be a bit too pale, but I was like, it doesn't really bother me because I like being pale, so it's not really a big issue for me. Okay, I'm just gonna get a close-up look at this. It's quite matte, I would say. But it's not like incredibly dry. There's a tiny bit of dryness around my nose and up here, but that could just be my skin because I do have kind of dodgy skin at the moment. Considering I've done that with a brush and I'm not fond of brushes, that's all right. So obviously it doesn't quite go as far with a beauty blender because it obviously absorbs some product. It seems to be applying really nicely. And I actually much prefer it. I wish you could see the difference on camera, but you probably won't be able to see. Instantly, I prefer this side. I definitely think it's smoother and it looks matte, but it doesn't look dry. So I don't know if you can see, but I have some dryness around here and kind of on my chin as well. And kind of around my brow here as well. And on this side, I don't. It's a lot smoother. Only thing is my chin. I feel like my chin is just dry in general at the moment. I would still say, like I thought about the Fenty foundation, that if you have particularly dry skin, this might not suit you. So I would say this gears towards more combination skin or oily. It feels like it's dried down, but when I actually touch it with my fingers, you can feel it's a little bit tacky. I think it's actually a good thing because with the Fenty Beauty Foundation, it was so dry. I didn't have to set it or anything, but as the day went on, it like separated when I would get like oily throughout the day. I am actually going to use a tiny bit of my Ben 9 Neutral Set powder. I'm going to try contouring and highlighting and see how the foundation reacts to it, if it moves around, if it separates. I just want to make sure I've tried everything. For my contour, I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette, and I'm using the lightest shade because I'm pale as hell. And the brush I'm using is the Zoeva 127, I think. Can't quite see the numbers, it's kind of rubbed off. But I'm just going to contour with that and see how it goes on. It doesn't seem to be moving the foundation around, which is good. Like, it doesn't feel tacky on the brush, like it's dragging or anything. It feels like it's going on top of like a powder. So it is blending nicely. I am going to contour my nose as well because I do find that foundations on my nose, when I'm contouring on top with a powder, it does actually move it around and tends to look a bit caked on my nose. So I'm going to see if I can contour it without it looking cakey. And then I'm just blending it out. This is usually the part that makes it go funny. A tiny bit, I would say. It's gone a tiny bit dry looking, but not so much that it would bother me. I'm going to take a little bit of my setting powder on my beauty blender and I'm just going to sculpt out my contour. Not for too long, I don't like to bake for too long. Now I'm going to pop on some blush. This is by NYX. I don't actually know what colour this is because I got it from TK Maxx and they put a sticker on the back. I feel like it's not blending as well on this side as it is on this side. I mean, that could just be I put a bit too much on this side, I'm not sure. I might just be coming up with excuses to favour the beauty blender because that's always my favourite. Now I'm going to highlight using my Kat Von D Alchemist palette, and as you can see I always use Opal. I really think she should make some singles, like bigger pans, because this one is amazing. I'm just going to pop that on the tops of my cheekbones. Yes! Drench me in this colour, please. And then Cupid's bow. And let's get the tip of my nose. I want a nice little point. Oh, this brush is also Zoeva. It's the 105 highlighting brush. I love this one. Again, bearing in mind my skin isn't great at the moment. It's kind of going through like dry phases and then really oily, and it can't seem to make up its mind. So where I've contoured on my nose, I'm not sure if you can see this little patch here. It's kind of lifted, the foundation has. But I will definitely try this foundation again when I've done like a face mask and stuff and see if that makes a difference. I do still think that the Beauty Blender side is best. So it seems to be my nose that is the problem area. But that could just be fixed by maybe exfoliating, using like a heavier moisturizer maybe. So I will be trying it out again. So what I'm going to do is go off camera, finish off my makeup and give you my final verdict. Okay guys, so I have put the rest of my makeup on, so you can now see the foundation properly. I did see that I actually didn't blend this bit properly once I checked through the footage, so make sure that's okay. So the foundation feels like completely set now. It doesn't feel particularly heavy on my skin. However, when I was doing my eyeliner and I was like leaning on my face, it did kind of lift a bit. I think it looks really, really beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. I think the finish is really nice. The colour still seems to match really well. So I'm digging that. Only thing I've noticed is on my chin, it's kind of started to separate a bit. Let me see. So I don't know if you can see, it's kind of separating on my chin. But again, I still feel like that might just be because my skin is quite dry at the moment. I'm going to keep wearing it and probably put like my final thoughts on my Instagram or something and just let you know how I've been getting on with the foundation. I do tend to put a lot of things on my Instagram stories, so if you don't follow me there, then you probably should, because I do little updates there to save me making full-on videos. I am going to do a wear test for the rest of the day. I'll see how this is in like 4 hours time. It is 3 o'clock right now, 1 minute past 3. So I will check back in about 4 hours before I take my makeup off, and we'll just see if it's changed, if it's separated anywhere, just how it's wearing. I'm not really doing much today, so I'm not putting it to a really good stress test. I'm just seeing how it wears while I'm chilling at home, so we'll see what happens. So that is it for now. I will check back with you in a little while. So far I love it, so we'll just see how it goes later on. Okay guys, so it's been about 3.5 hours since I filmed and it's not great on my skin, I'm not gonna lie. It looks okay from a distance, but I'll actually put some pictures on the screen of what it looks like close up. It's kind of separated on my chin, around my nose and cheek here. Yeah, it doesn't look amazing, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna give up on it just yet because I think that my skin is really suffering right now. It's really dry, and I think that might be a lot of the reason that it's doing that. So I'm not going to judge it based on this first experience. I'm gonna do a face mask, really get the moisture content up in my skin again, and hopefully give it another go and it should be better. If you have oily skin, I think this would be really good for you, honestly. But yeah, after 3.5 hours, not sure that that's really a good sign, seeing it separating like that. But again, not going to give up on it yet. So I hope this video was helpful. If you want any updates on how I get on with this foundation, then follow me on Instagram because I will post it on my story and probably on my Instagram in general, so you can keep up to date with everything that I don't post on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next one.